Kia ora team, how's it going? It's the presenter here. Hope you're having a good day so far. I think it's about time that I showed you a few more tricks of the trade when it comes to Microsoft Word, so let's crack into it. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and open up a document that's already got some writing on it. This is one of the briefs from later on in the unit. It's for Microsoft Publisher. Haven't quite got there yet, but we will. Anyway, first off, what I want to show you is some keyboard shortcuts. Now, what a keyboard shortcut is it's just a combination of buttons that you can press to do things on the computer. So let's say I want to copy, publish a brief. All I have to do is press Control-C. If I want to paste it, say I want to paste it here, all I have to do is press Control-V. So now I've copied and pasted it using keyboard shortcuts. If I wanted to print a document, it's Control-P. And that brings up the print settings. There's also Control-S, which saves it. We've got Control-X, which is delete. So you highlight something, Control-X deletes it. Control-Z is undo. So I press Control-Z there and I undo what I just deleted. Control-A is select all of your text in your document. That is pretty handy, I'm not going to lie, because that means that you can go ahead and press Control-I, which is Italics. So everything gets chucked into Italics. Now, let's say we want to underline everything. Can you guess what word press? Yeah, you're right. Control-U for underline. That's pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. Now, you're also going to have to learn how to use your mouse effectively. So first off, you've got your left button. Your left button allows you to click and select things on your document. So you can highlight or you can just click areas where you want your work to be. You've got your scroll, which scrolls up and down, right? And then your right button. In pretty much every Microsoft Office program, no matter which version it is, your right click is going to bring up a drop-down menu. And this drop-down menu will change depending on what you're doing, what you have highlighted. Okay? Cool. Now, there are a few techniques which you're going to have to learn how to do. One is you're going to have to learn how to move things. So let's say I wanted to move this title down here. I could just delete it and retype it, or I could highlight it, left click, and just drag it down to where I want it to be. That's how you move things. You can copy, okay, using your drop-down menu with the right click. And you can also paste doing that as well. Okay? You can insert anything you want, pictures, shapes. Okay, so let's say that I want to insert a shape, a nice square. Okay, if that was a picture, if I wanted that to be a picture, I'll just insert picture and find it in my folders. Okay. Deleting is easy. You just highlight what you want to delete. You can either press the backspace button or you can right click and cut. But that's not really deleting, is it? So just backspace and it's gone. Okay, now what you can do is, say I accidentally delete half of my document. That's not awesome, is it? I can actually undo that by clicking on the undo button up here. Bang! Undone it. And then you'll see this one here, that's redo. So if you think to yourself after undoing it, well, actually it was better the first way, just click redo. Okay, so now let's say I want to find and replace some stuff. Okay, let's say I want to change the word color. So I would type in the find button, color, and I want to replace the word color with sausage rolls. So I've gone and told the computer to find the word color and replace it with sausage rolls. Now I'm going to replace all. We can see that 3 replacements were made. So now Capital Training's sausage rolls is green. So I would like you to utilize that sausage rolls in all 3 documents. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's say we want to change our language. At the moment it's English US. You click on the language and it brings down a massive drop down of different languages, okay? Now, I don't know most of these languages. You know, I certainly don't know how to speak Tamil or Spanish. So I'm just going to click English New Zealand. Okay? Now let's say I wanted to just double check that all of my spelling and grammar is correct. I go into review and just hit spelling and grammar. And that's going to bring this up for me, okay? And what this is it highlights what the document thinks is wrong and it gives me a list of suggestions. I can either ignore once, ignore all, or I can change it. So what I've got here is Waipukurau. There really is no suggestions that the computer can think of. So I'm just going to go ahead and close that because I know that's spelt correctly. Cool. So there are a few more tricks of the trade that you may need to figure out. We've got minimize. Okay, if you've got plenty of documents going on, you're going to minimize a few of them every now and then. We've got maximize, so it takes up the whole screen. Okay. We've got page view here. We've got minimize is this little button here. You can make everything smaller or you can zoom in. Okay, this is handy if the text is a little small on your document and you need to zoom in to really figure it out. Okay, you can also manually tell the computer what % zoom that you want it to be and it'll do it, and you do that just by clicking the little % down here. Easy. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of different views that we can have a look at. We know all about columns and size, orientation, blah, 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 blah. What else will you need? Let's say we're not 100% sure about something. And we need some help. We can just click up here, Microsoft Word Help. It's the little question mark there. And all you have to do is type in what you need help with. So let's say I want help with layout view. Just hit search. And it's going to come up with a whole bunch of different answers for you or different tips. That's how you use help. Nice and easy. Okay. So up here we have all of our toolbars. Okay. You can click on these little icons down here to bring up more options. This is our ruler. This up here. So this tells us how big essentially the bit of paper is. So the ruler is really handy for putting in and measuring tabs. It's what I use it for. It's also good for making sure that your document is, if you want it to look symmetrical, looking symmetrical. You can change all sorts of formats and stuff using your ruler. You can change the margins using your ruler. Although honestly, if you wanted to change your margins, I would just go into page layout margins. It's going to be a bit easier to do it that way. Okay, so let's say that I've finished that document, I've saved it, and I want to rename it. All I have to do is right-click on the document to bring up the drop-down menu, rename, and then I can give it a new name. Okay, so what I'm going to call it is I'm going to call it Word Example. If I can spell it properly, which I can. Honest. Alright, last thing is you might have to put a password on your document. So you go into Info in the Start menu, Protect Document, and just hit Encrypt Password. Then you're going to see a little square come up on your computer, and you just pop in the password that you want to put on. And what that's going to do is every time someone opens that document, they're actually going to have to put in the password. It's pretty handy. Yeah, if you're writing secrets. Have fun, guys.